Turkish shows have been around for years, decades, centuries. I'm kidding about the centuries part, but you get my point. They've been around for a long time. But why only in recent years have they become so popular? I'm your host, Esmira, and I'll be answering all your questions and more in today's episode of Esmira's History Channel. Of Esmira's Mystery Channel. The first Turkish show that was on air was called Mamedova, and it was released back in the 1970s, and it was from an adaptation of the 1899 novel Eponymous by Halit Ziya, and was released on TRT, the main broadcaster of Turkey. This period of dramas on TRT, known as the old TRT series, lasted until the 1980s. The rise of Turkish dramas began between the late 90s to the mid-2000s. It began to gain popularity rapidly in the Latin world for a multitude of reasons. One of the biggest reasons it became popular in South America is because Turkish dramas and telenovelas, a type of television produced mainly in Latin America, follow very similar social values and constructed very similarly to one another. The shows also became very popular in the Middle East because Turkish shows were much more realistic than any other thing on the air at the time, and also the culture and religion and a ton of other stuff overlap, making it very easy for the Middle Eastern audiences to relate to the characters in our favorite shows. Turkish dramas have become so popular around the world, and for good reason. The newer Turkish shows are around 2 hours per episode, which is longer than some movies. So people would assume that because of this, you would lose interest quickly. But that could not be further from the truth. Because each episode is so long, you get to really know the characters well, and people will eventually feel emotional attachment to these characters as if they know them in real life, and as a result, they get invested into the story and the characters and the plot and everything, and they want more and more. Also, compared to any other country's shows, the acting in Turkish shows are amazing. They're extremely realistic, well done. It's just amazing, and I feel like when I'm watching a Turkish drama, I feel like I'm actually watching people and not actors, if you know what I'm saying.
In conclusion, Turkish dramas are awesome. But in all seriousness, the popularity that Turkish dramas have received over the years is for good reason. The storytelling, emotion, acting are all huge factors for why it became so popular across the seas. The rich history and culture of Turkey is also a huge factor to its popularity. If you haven't already, go watch a Turkish drama. Thank you for watching. Peace!